Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation reads like this. Hello brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please share my story on your channel? I am a young woman currently attending Midlands State University. I am a young lady who comes from a family which has a wealthy background. So anything that I want for my parents, they can do that for me. Especially as for my father, I am like his favorite child since I am like his only daughter. From what I heard is that my mom, when she got married to my father, she kept on having boys instead of girls. So my father wanted a girl child. Then when my mother gave birth to me, my father was so excited and was so happy. I am like my father's favorite. Anything that I want, my father will make sure that I'll get it. When I started university, for me it was not like it was a matter of life and death, but it was because I just needed to be called a graduate. But going to university, for me, it was never in my plans. Anyway, after high school, I then started attending university, and at the moment when I got into varsity, that was when I became friends with a few girls that acted as if they were so disciplined whenever they will be around people. They were so good at pretending. But as time went on, I then realized that when my friends acted as if they were all disciplined, it was just for the show. Deep down, they were so naughty. Some of the things that they do, they are just unimaginable. These girlfriends of mine, what they do is that when they are not attending their lectures, they stand in the street as prostitutes. They'll be selling their bodies, and after getting cash, they can go to school. When I learned that this was their way of getting money, I didn't like it at first, because in our home, money is not a problem, because I don't want to be a prostitute because of my wealthy background. All that I started doing was that I then started to have multiple boyfriends. As to why I was having all of these multiple boyfriends, I don't even know, but I was dating all of these men, a lot of them, all at the same time, and sleeping with them all at once. Sometimes my friends would go to sex parties. These sex parties, they were organized on this other Telegram group. At first, when I was added into that Telegram group, which has a few students from around Zim that usually go to colleges and universities, then I refused. But in the end, I started attending these sex parties whereby we will all lock up ourselves with our boyfriends in a selected house whereby we will have that sex party. And once the party has started, we'll start to take a lot of drugs and alcohol. Then when you are drunk, you will start to have intercourse with any chosen man that would have come for that event, but with his own girlfriend. All of this is done under the influence of drugs. And when you get into these sex parties, you'll get so addicted to them that each and every weekend you'll be searching for the next party. I remember once a time when one of my friends told me that there was this other new club that was being opened in another area, but it is in the villages. So another man had invited my friend there. He was the owner of that club that was going to be opened. So when that owner invited my friend, he wanted her to invite some of her friends, because he knew that if he would invite a lot of prostitutes when opening up his club, then it will mean that more men would come to this club and more money for him. So we planned to go there and attend this opening party, which was for ladies free. When we got there, as someone who was not used to offering prostitution services, it was quite a big challenge for me, because I was so used to be with a single man throughout the night. But my friends encouraged me to try those things that are called short-time services, whereby you would go with a man just in the nearby bushes, then you will make love to him After you have done that, then he will pay you afterwards. On that night, I don't want to lie, we made so much money, because at that opening party at that club, money was just flying around as if people didn't even care about money. At the place where we went to attend that ceremony, it was in a mining area. So a lot of people that were our clients, they were those people that would go and mine illegally for gold. So those guys, when they are spending their money, they don't even care about how they are going to give you. All that they want is to have intercourse with you, because some of these guys, they can go for 2 to 3 months without having intercourse with a woman. By the time that they would have the time to have intercourse with a woman, they will give you so much money. After that party, we then went to this other party, but it was a braai. I was with my other boyfriend, but one of my friends later told me that a certain blesser who was there with his own girlfriend at that same braai, he had looked at me and he had found me to be very attractive, and he said that he wanted me all for himself. When we were still at that braai, my friend had then decided not to tell me because she didn't want to cause any drama because I was with my own boyfriend. That is how I ended up dating with that blesser who later damaged my private parts. When I started to have intercourse with him, I then started to notice that he had a weird behavior. What he would do is that he would rub this tobacco powder on his manhood, and when I would ask him why he was rubbing that tobacco powder on his manhood, he said that he was suffering from erectile dysfunction because of his old age. So he said that by rubbing that powdered tobacco on his manhood, it will help strengthen his manhood. Then I said it was fine. This man, he has businesses in Zim and out of Zim in the neighboring countries, but where I can say that all of my problems came from the problems that I am facing right now, he had invited me to go with him to his other house. When we went there, that was when he told me about his friend who was a traditional healer, and he told me that I had to go and relax in the bedroom whilst he was discussing some important issues with his traditional healer. He said that he wanted to be given some charms so as to strengthen his businesses and to make sure that none of his employees will ever steal from his. As I was in the bedroom, I then started playing around with my phone. Since there was load shedding, there was no electricity when they were doing their rituals. But my brother, as I was busy playing with my phone, something scary happened, because I heard that there was someone who then entered into that bedroom where I was sleeping. Then that person started walking around the bedroom. So the bed that was inside that very big bedroom, it was almost in the center of the bedroom. I clearly heard that man that had entered into that room which I was sleeping in walking around the bed, but I could not see him because my phone mysteriously switched off and I was left all alone in the dark. I was really scared. Then that blesser of mine and his traditional healer continued with all of their charms. After they were done, I then went to the lounge area where the ritual was performed. When I went in there, I then saw that the man was wet all over, as if his traditional healer had poured liters of water on him. Me and my blesser, we then returned back home to our country. When we returned back to our country, I then saw that one of my favorite boyfriends, he had been trying to reach me on my phone, but I was unreachable since I was with my blesser. But this boyfriend of mine, he was the one that I loved the most amongst all the men that I was dating at that time. So because I had been missing, I wanted to make up to him. So me and him, we met because I wanted to make love to him as a way of saying that I was sorry for the reason that he was unable to get hold of me. But we totally failed to make love. We totally failed to make it enjoyable. Yes, he got so angry when he saw that his manhood was unable to perform his duties even though I had tried to romance him all over his body, and I actually even went on top of him trying to make it enjoyable. Then when he saw that it was not enjoyable, he was so suspicious that I had been sleeping around, and he eventually dumped me when I gave him an STI because his manhood kept on cracking up as if something was damaging the skin of his manhood. Then this problem came to me as well. I started to develop genital warts, and these warts cannot be cured no matter how hard I try to get myself cured. And that blesser of mine, Brother Nashi, does not want me anymore. I keep on asking myself what exactly is going to happen to me, because these genital warts, they get so smelly, so much that I have to carry Dettol soap with me everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I should have this Dettol soap with me so